for today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. If you are looking for a easy, fun, and simple summer salad recipe for those hot summer days, we are going to be making taco salad. So my friend made this for me one day, and you know what? It's going to be a life changer this summer. So I hope you enjoy this recipe and try it out. For this salad, you're able to make it different ways. You can buy, you know, rice where you don't have to cook it from scratch. You can use it with chicken, and you can buy the chicken already made and just, you know, shred it and put it in the salad. So there are easier ways to make this salad. Just kind of what works best for you. If you want to make it from scratch, you're able to hopefully follow this recipe, and hopefully it works for you. So hopefully you guys love these recipes. These are the things that I'm going to be using. Some black beans. I have some garlic. I have onions, 2 tomatoes, the sour cream, ground beef, the red salsa, and some frozen vegetables I'm going to be adding. This is pretty much what, and then some chips. I'll show you the chips once we're done. And then the spices that you're going to use to flavor the Mexican rice, and then the ground beef. So for the rice, you want to always do 1 cup of rice and then 2 of water, or of the liquid that you'll be using. So for the Mexican rice, instead of just pure water, which I do for my Colombian rice, I think that will be a different video, you're going to use the tomatoes and the onions, and then a little bit of the garlic to like flavor the tomatoes. The secret to Mexican rice is to toast it, to toast the rice. So you see how it's just white? You're gonna toast it. And so while the pan is heating up the oil for the rice, I'm gonna go ahead and cut these up, and I'm gonna put them in the blender. And then I also add this. So out of like this piece, this is how much I used. I already have like my measurements for, you know, my amount of rice, but if you're making more rice, you're obviously going to want to add more tomatoes and more onions. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and add the water. To add it to here. I just kind of like, I don't know, wing it. Just hear me out. So I used to be a measurement person, because you're getting started and you're like, I don't want to mess up, but I kind of picked up on my grandma style. Like, I would be like, how do you do this, how do you do that, and then she would just be like, just pour it in there, just, you know, just kind of taste it and pour, and así tantealo un poquito. And so I kind of picked up on that, and now I wing it, and I've kind of figured out the measurements that I use for the amount of people in my house. So if you do like measurements, I'm really sorry, but hopefully you can still learn from this or get something from this. Anyway, let's keep going. All right, so we're gonna just pour our rice in there, and I like to have it on high heat. As high heat as you can so it toasts faster. I don't like to be waiting and take a lot of time in the kitchen anyway, because I am a mama, and sometimes, you know, Evelyn, I'll be in the middle of cooking, and then Evelyn will just be like, she'll be crying and I have to step away. So anyway, yeah, if you're a mama, hopefully you understand, and if not, you know, hopefully you understand too. All right, we're gonna go ahead and blend. Oops. All right, let's try this again. Blend. And this is what you're going to do. You're just going to stir your rice until it starts getting darker, and when it does, that tomato and onion water cocktail is what you're going to pour in it when it's ready.
Few moments later.
While the rice is making, quick stop, the girls are asking for apples, so you see. mom mode while you're cooking. This cooking thing sometimes drags out a little bit longer than what it needs to be, but you know what? We're making it happen, right? Here you go.
We're selling pajamas.
And then one for me. I think these are Fuji. I don't know. They're so good. Yeah? Alright, so while the rice is still toasting, taking freaking days, I'm going to go ahead and cut these as tiny as I can because Aria will pick out any little onion. I'm going to use garlic powder, that roasted garlic and herbs, and then that minced garlic and salt to go ahead and flavor the meat. Have you guys ever had, like, when you cook the garlic or the onions and it, like, jumps up and burns you? Yeah, fun, huh? Alright, you see how it's starting to toast? Once it starts to like toast like this, you don't want to leave the rice alone. You have to keep on mixing it because if you leave it, it'll burn. But what you want is you want to get all of your rice kind of like that. You see, kind of like that little brownish color, that's your goal. Alright, so I think the rice is nice and I think it's good. You can probably toast it a little bit more, but I think this is good. So now we're going to go ahead and put the red cocktail in there. So that's what gives it the nice red color to that Mexican rice. And I just want to remind you guys as I do this, I am not a cooker, I'm an eater, but I did want to share with you something that hopefully makes your life easier. So remember, we did 1 cup of rice and we're going to do 2 of the liquid. See, we're going to go ahead and just fill it up with water. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and let this boil. And once the water has like simmered down, like the rice has soaked up the liquid, we're going to turn it down to low. So during this whole time you have had it on high. Once it simmers and the water is almost completely gone, we're going to lower it to low. Alright, the meat is coming along. Guys, if you have like any types of seasonings that you guys use for your meats, oh, the light went out. You guys can share that with me. Like, I don't mind, you know, everyone cooks different. Mine's very simple. Alright, so now that your rice is looking like this, it's absorbed almost all the liquid, we're going to go ahead and cover it up. Alright, and then move it all the way to low. And then I put my timer always on my phone for 30 minutes. You can do 25, 30, depending on, you know, you learning. Maybe you can put it for 25 and then check it to see if it's cooked. I do 30 minutes, sometimes even up to 35, but I always put a timer on my phone, like an alarm, because I've had times where I literally put the rice to cook and then I'll go do something else and I completely forget and I burn the rice. So I always put an alarm. It really helps me and not forget that I'm cooking. And then yeah, that's what I do. So we'll just wait 30 minutes. And usually while the rice is cooking, I also like to do the other things. But the meat's ready, the rice is gonna be cooking. All I have to do is chop up the lettuce and then put everything together. Yeah, and then we're gonna, oh yeah, and cut up the tomatoes to put in there, the black beans, and that's pretty much it. So the rice is ready. You see it like puffs up a little bit. So it's ready. We're gonna go ahead and start put everything together. Right, so we got some rice in there. Next goes the meat. Now our salad and tomatoes. All right, next the beans, literally straight from the can. Here is your final take. We got some sour cream, some salsa, the lime, and chili, or the lime chips. Here it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hope you guys make this. Let me know in the comments down below if you like it.